Why do so many schools get to good, but so few go on to become outstanding? And is outstanding even real anyway? Hi, I'm Sonia Gill, founder and director of Heads Up, and we specialise in helping schools become outstanding for children, not for Ofsted. I'm a qualified teacher and I've taught every age from reception to 16. I've taught as a full-time teacher, supply teacher, specialist intervention, and I've worked in primary, secondary and special school contexts. I was also selected to join the John Lewis Leadership Programme, where I spent many happy years in the partnership learning about leadership, teams and making really good use of my John Lewis discount card. I always remained connected to education, and I kept wondering, why did so many schools get to good but so few go on to become outstanding? So in 2011 I created Heads Up to research this and to understand what it was that enabled schools to move from good to great. I had two research questions. The first was outstanding even real anyway? Because we've all heard the stories. The second was, if outstanding is real, what were these schools doing differently? Since 2011, I've been walking into outstanding schools to research these two questions. But there are only 25,000 schools in the UK and there's no way I could get around them all. So I selected schools based on two criteria. The first, they were recently outstanding. The second, they were working in tough contexts. Because I thought if these schools could do it, then they'd offer insights, hope and inspiration that we could learn from and apply to other schools. What did I find? Well, these outstanding schools really were outstanding. They would make your heart sing. They provided broad, rich curriculums. They cared for the whole child. And their teams, well, they were the happiest teams that I was meeting, and often working less hours than teams in other schools. I still walk into recently outstanding schools to learn what it is they do differently. So what is that? When I spoke to head teachers, they'd mention a lot of things. Their exciting curriculum, engaging the community, how they'd moved behaviour forward, how they'd really cared for the well-being of their team. But I couldn't find a commonality between these outstanding schools in any of these areas, the way they did it, whether it was an internal piece of work or something they'd brought in. But one thing stood out in all of these schools. They'd created a high-performing team. A team that wasn't just good, but was great, that was fully on board with everything they were doing and drove things to a much higher level. At Heads Up, in understanding what it is that moved these schools from good to great, we've distilled how to assess how good or great a team is and how to move a team from being a good team working hard to a great team achieving fantastic results for their pupils in the fullest sense. We do this so we can help school leaders like you create genuinely outstanding schools to give your children more successful tomorrows. If you'd like to assess how good or great your school is, then why not try out my scorecard? 30 simple questions that will take you 5 minutes, and it will give you detailed feedback and tips on where your team is and how they can improve.